Breakups. Turns out that they're hard on everyone. In fact, research shows that both men and women are about equally emotionally devastated after a breakup on average. But if you look around the internet or ye old YouTube, you'll mostly find breakup advice that is dedicated towards helping women get through these very common but very difficult periods. And why is that? I think it's because culturally men are not allowed to suffer, at least not openly, in the same way that women are. And so I'm here today, Caitlin B., your sex and relationship coach and an expert on masculinity, men's sexuality, and men's relationships, to talk to you about how men are uniquely affected by breakups. And I'm going to give you 10 things that you must do to get through a breakup and make the best of it. Why is it so important that we talk about this? Well, as a rule, men don't have the same kind of support as women. And actually, that's going to be a big part of what I talk about in these 10 pieces of advice. But men tend to, in my experience as a coach, having worked with hundreds of one-on-one clients, 100 more men inside of my private membership group, and literally thousands of customers through my video courses, one of the core things that I have found over and over and over again is that men take breakups worse and take longer to overcome the emotional damage than women do. Also, as a coach, I found that there's 3 main reasons or moments where a man comes to work with me. It's trying to avoid a breakup, right after a breakup, or right after getting into a new relationship, trying to later avoid a breakup. So this is obviously one of the core reasons that people seek coaching and relationship support, and a big part of how you're going to go about the rest of your life is how you deal with a breakup in the time afterward. And I want to say, I'm not just talking about like boyfriend-girlfriend breakup, I'm also talking about divorce. A lot of what I'm about to share will also apply if you have lost a significant other to death and you are grieving, because even though you haven't been broken up with, you still lost a relationship and lost a partner. So stay tuned if that is you, and know that you can put this advice to work as well. Number 1 piece of advice for y'all is it is okay not to be okay. In fact, all human beings go through times where they are not okay, and that's okay. Please stop lying to yourself and to others and telling folks that you are okay when you are not. It is all right to say to someone flat out, I'm really having a hard time dealing with this breakup. The end of this relationship has really affected me and I'm struggling. Notice how saying these doesn't give the other person responsibility for your well-being. You're still staying as a sovereign person who's just sharing what's up for you, but it puts a little bit more power back onto you because you're just able to own what's actually true for you and what's there for you. Number 2, surround yourself with community. Now, community will not replace a professional, a coach, a therapist, a somatic specialist. Those are important. But what a community, especially a community of men, will do is help you to have a soft landing and remember who you really are. You see, most men, I mean, statistically this is true, most men only have one primary supporter, one person that they can go to and talk to and share their deepest stuff, and usually that's their romantic partner, their wife or their girlfriend. So in a breakup, often men go from 1 to 0 people who they can actually talk to about what's going on for them. And as you might imagine, the more people who you can have an open and honest conversation with about what you're dealing with, the easier it is to deal with. Also, as you're going through a breakup, you need to know that you're not alone. Other people have gone through breakups before. They have useful advice to share with you on how to get through a relationship ending. And men in particular can act as a mirror for you to see yourself. So you might be thinking to yourself, I'm a worthless piece of poop, I'll never amount to anything, no woman's ever gonna love me again. It's one thing for you to say that to yourself alone. It's quite another thing for you to say that in front of your brothers who can say, dude, you are not a worthless piece of crap, man. Remember that time that you helped Joey out with his situation? Like, you're gonna be right back on the horse any minute now, man. We believe in you. If you don't have a community of brothers who you can trust to help you get through a difficult time, I run a private men's only membership where there are literally dozens of men who would be delighted to support you in whatever it is that you're going through. Number 3, remind yourself in those deep, dark moments that all things are temporary and all things come to an end. No matter what you are feeling right now, it will not last forever. And you know how I can say that? Nothing you've ever felt has lasted forever. You're not still feeling the joy that you felt on your last birthday or when your first child was born or when you graduated from college. All of those things have passed, as will your pain and suffering. It's really simple, but not always easy to remember that literally everything is temporary and everything ends. We live in a super death negative culture. We don't like to talk about death, think about death. We don't even like to deal with the fact that the animals that we eat die. Death is a natural part of living. It is in fact the most natural part of living. In fact, it is what makes life precious and worthwhile. So don't be afraid of things ending. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Number 4, prioritize your health. Get physically active and go easy on the alcohol. A lot of men turn to the bottle when they don't know how to process their feelings. And I totally understand why that might be appealing. I mean, it's something that like maybe you saw your dad or your grandfather do. It's something that men are allowed to do in our culture, is just numb away your sorrows, drink away your problems. Resist that urge because it's not going in the direction of bettering yourself and learning everything that you can from this breakup. It's going in a different direction altogether. Even if all you can do to take care of your body is get plenty of sleep, drink plenty of water, and make sure that you go on a 20-minute walk once a day, it will do you so good, not just in overcoming the breakup. I mean, that's also healthy for your erections when you do get back into bed with a new partner. Number 5, block your ex. Now, I don't mean this super literally. I mean, maybe in some cases, go ahead and block your ex. Don't follow her on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but do everything that you can to minimize the amount of exposure that you have to your ex. Now, for those of you who have children together, you may have to still be in a lot of communication. That's perfectly fine. That's understandable. Limit the communication that you have to what is absolutely necessary to discuss between the two of you for the well-being of your kids. Do not go to her for emotional support. Do not have her come to you for emotional support. You do not need to be reminded or exposed to what's going right in her life. And if she's posting these fun pics of her and her girls out at the bar having margaritas on Taco Tuesday, that's not the kind of thing that you actually need to be processing. You need to be with what's going on for you, not what's going on for her. This is where boundaries is so freaking important, and it's one of those areas that men suffer from the most, is just having a lack of boundaries. Number 6, get physical touch. Just like many men only have one person who is their emotional safe space, a lot of guys only get physical touch from one person, and guess what? It's the same person. So suddenly the only person who ever gave you touch, hugs, scratched your ears, or ran their fingers through your hair is gone. Do not go without any kind of physical touch. The human body was meant to be touched. It was made to be touched, to have skin-on-skin contact. Some of the ways that you can do this is pay for a massage. Get someone, it doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman, just have another human being put their hands on you in a loving, supportive way that increases the amount of physical touch that you are receiving. For the people who you're close to, ask them to give you a hug. Ask them to give you a hug for 30 seconds. If you have a relationship with your mom or with an elderly woman in your life, an aunt or a grandmother, someone, go to her and ask if you can just hold her hand while you watch television together. Give her a long hug. She'll probably think it's for her, but we both know the truth. It goes both ways. Number 7, adopt a victor mindset. So again, in my membership, I teach the difference between a victor mindset and a victim mindset. It's very easy for men, once a breakup happens, whether she initiated or you initiated, to get stuck in a victim mindset and be telling yourself that this happened to you, and it confirms everything that you ever were afraid of about yourself or your worst fears, and you really are a scumbag, la la la. That is some victim crap right there. I invite you to let it go, just drop it right now, and adopt the mindset of a victor. A victor is someone who wins. Another way of looking at this is a stoic mindset. Ryan Holiday said it best: the obstacle is the way. Look at everything that you're facing right now inside of your breakup as the exact path forward of your personal development and your greatest happiness. Think about it like this: everything is happening for me, not to me. It's happening for me so that I can reach a higher level of satisfaction, a higher level of pleasure, a higher level of relationship joy and ease than I have ever known. And if you go into your breakup with that mentality, you are most certain to come out of it better than you did before, not worse. Number 8, seek professional support. There's an old adage that it should take half as long as the total length of the relationship to get over the relationship. I think that's that's fine. In like a 6-month relationship, it should not take you more than 90 days to feel better. Maybe a 2-year relationship, you may still be hurting a year later. But once we get into like a 10 or 20-year relationship, like, is it gonna take you 10 years to get over a 20-year marriage? I mean, maybe, I guess it depends on the kind of support that you get. But using that rubric, ask yourself, like, should I seek professional help based on how long I have been suffering from this breakup? And the answer is yes. Go ahead and get yourself some professional help, no matter how long you've been suffering. Like, here's the permission, here's your permission slip. Go get professional help. See a therapist, see a counselor, see a coach, see someone who can support you in getting some perspective on what's going on for you, and who can actually support you in understanding and making the most use, again, turning this into the victor mindset, make the most use of this breakup. Like, don't let it define you. Let it be the moment that you made your life better forever based off of what you learned about yourself inside of the end of that relationship. And there's no shame in getting some professional help with that. Number 9, it's gonna surprise you to hear me say this, it's okay to rebound. Now, what it's not okay to do is rebound without acknowledging that you're rebounding, just to like run into the arms of another woman and be like, everything is fine. Go back to number 1 if you need a refresher on that. Everything is not fine. But you can be like, I'm recently out of a breakup and I could really use some like nice physical touch, sexual contact, an erotic relationship with someone. Be super clear on what you are doing. Be 100% honest. Do not hit up Tinder and be like, single and ready to mingle, like I'm looking for my next wife. Don't do that. Be honest. I'm very tender. I'm recently out of a breakup, but I'm trying to keep myself busy and get my ex off of my mind. Would you be down to go on a date and see if there's some form of short-term connection available to us? There are apps that are specifically for hooking up. You are not looking for your next relationship, and I don't care how great that date is, you're not ready to be in your next relationship. Give it at least 90 days before you even so much as think of opening up your emotional connection. But it's okay to have a physical connection. It's okay to let someone know, hey, I'm really only interested in having a physical relationship. I am not open emotionally to having an emotional connection. Now, I know this is gonna fly in the face of some of what you have been told, because we all run around thinking that like women only wanna have sex because it's gonna lead to marriage and babies. That shit. Women like sex too. And if you're following me, if you subscribe to me, if you're watching me on this channel, if you're in my High Performance Male membership, then you are f***ing great at sex, or at least you have every single tool that you need to be f***ing great at sex. So go out there and be f***ing great at sex. Go get laid. Go have sex. Go rebound. Don't drag anyone into your emotional healing. That's for you to do on your own. But go get your dick wet, dude. Like, no shame in that game, okay? Give her the treatment that only a man who's taken my courses and been a part of my universe here, even just downloaded all this free content on YouTube, give her that treatment. Whatever, you can name it, right in the comments. What are we calling it? The Caitlin B treatment? What are we gonna call it? Which brings me to number 10. Dudes, my dudes, do not self-destruct. I have had the dubious honor of seeing a lot of you through breakups as a coach, and I see the tendency to want to like go back and reclaim your bachelor days, or like make up for lost time, or just like drink yourself into an absolute like numb pile on the floor. Do not self-destruct. I'm here to tell you that you are worth more than that. You have inherent worth. You deserve to be happy. I'm gonna repeat that one more time for my dudes in the back. You deserve to be happy. You deserve a happy, healthy, functioning life, and a romantic partnership and a sexual life that reflects that. And the only way to do that is not to self-destruct. I know it can be challenging. Reverse, go back. It's not gonna last forever. It may be hard right now. Your heart may be broken right now. This is the greatest opportunity that you have ever had to figure out what was getting in the way of your happiness and health inside of that relationship, and to improve that for your next one. It's never, ever, ever too late. I don't care how old you are, what you look like, how much money you have in the bank account, how many inches your waist is. It's not too late for you, and you deserve to be happy. If you want my help with that, join The Advantage, my High Performance Male private membership. I would be delighted to support you in that. You get 30 days to make sure that it's the right fit for you. Otherwise, make sure that you're subscribed. It's been a pleasure to support you in this teeny tiny YouTube video, and I'll see you here next week.